It's the Ace and TJ Show with a little extra. Uncensored, unedited, and almost uninterrupted. Get ready for the most extra podcast known to man. The Ace and TJ Show presents the Extra Funny Podcast.
Riggins was just talking about the Puppy Bowl, how much he loves the Puppy Bowl, and he wants that to be his job. His dream job is to broadcast the Puppy Bowl. And Ace, how many different networks is the Puppy Bowl simulcast on when it's out?
Last year it was Animal Planet, Discovery Channel, TBS, HBO Max, and Discovery Plus.
Yeah, all of them throwing up the Puppy Bowl. And it's because nothing else is on at that time. It's just, they've already started pre-game coverage of things and all that. It's just kind of wah-wah.
They're showing a weird concert outside.
Yeah.
And all, yeah.
You said 13 million people watched it last year?
Last year, 13.2 million viewers and 7.6 million canines.
Now, is this the one where it's just kind of cheesy and the puppies are running everywhere and it's like over the top with the sound effects and things like that? Woo.
Yeah.
But they're dogs that are, they're stray dogs. They don't have a home, right? And they're trying to find homes for them, trying to get people to buy them.
Correct. Well, adopt them.
But so they give them to them for free?
I don't know. They're from 36.
Yeah, I think you got to give. So anyway, what did you say the star of the Puppy Bowl's name is?
Well, you got two. On one side, you have Patrick Mabones heading up one team, and on the other team, you've got Bark Purdy.
Well, if you're looking for a silly, sexy name, call yourself Patrick Mabone. Drop the S from Mabones out of the Puppy Bowl. Come here, girl. You need to say something to Patrick Mabone.
It's a good look, right? Love that.
Yeah. You said that a minute ago. I was like, my bones.
Patrick Mabone.
My bones.
Drop that S.
Yeah.
Drop that S. But do they call them those names when they're out there?
Yeah.
And somebody else is going to have to name them. Whoever buys them would have to name them something else, right?
Yeah. They always give them kind of goofy names.
And has there ever been a check to see if all of the puppies they use are indeed shelter dogs?
So they have a whole gallery of all the dogs, and there's like 130 of them. I was clicking through the gallery, and there's some doodles in there. There's some what appear to be full,
golden retrievers and things.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm wondering. Are they all dogs that are needing to be given a home, or are they just bringing in some ringer dogs?
Well, if you were to take an accurate snapshot of all the dogs in animal shelters, they would probably all kind of look like pit bulls. And I don't know if you want 130 pit bull mixes in one space at one time.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think that's probably a more accurate representation because there's a lot of pit bulls. That could get a little sketch.
So, is there something that says that every dog participating is a shelter dog?
Yeah. 73 shelters and rescues across 36 states.
Okay, well, what happens? How does a full-blood golden retriever end up in the shelter like that? Seriously, how do they end up?
Surrender your dog.
Oh, you do that?
Oh, yeah. Somebody has.
Mm-hmm. As a puppy, you just walk up to the shelter and say, "I can't take care of this puppy."
No, I mean, as an adult, I'm sure it happens more as an adult.
Okay, but how do they get the puppies at the shelter?
Well, some of these are full, I know they are puppies. I don't know. I don't have the answer to that.
I'm sure they have some dogs that probably are pregnant when they drop them off, and they have puppies at the shelter.
Yeah, maybe.
So you can't just go to a police station or a fire station with a puppy and drop it off and leave a note and says, "I can't care for the puppy, so find it a home."
I don't think so.
You can do it with babies.
You can do it with babies. They put the little sign out. I've seen it.
Mm-hmm. But you can't do it with dogs.
I don't know. Probably not.
Every firehouse needs a dog.
I agree.
That's true.
We used to go by the firehouse all the time. They had dog treats right by the door.
Yeah.
They love that.
Oh, for the people walking by with their dogs?
Mm-hmm. It's good guys.
But I've never been able to watch much of the Puppy Bowl.
No, please. I mean, I'm not watching for longer than 20 seconds.
Because there's really no, I mean, it's not like they're trained to actually do what they're supposed to do. It's just a bunch of chaos
It really is.
and yapping.
They zoom in if the dog pees or something. Oh, we got an offside, and they throw the flag when the dog pees on the ground. It's kind of funny. I mean, they do a really good job.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, it's kind of goofy stuff.
Yeah. But it's supposed to be for kids, right? Isn't it supposed to be for little kids to watch?
Yeah, unless you just want to see cute puppies. It's always good content for a few minutes.
And you don't want to see them for very long?
Yeah, I mean, who cares? You know, you see a couple puppies. I mean, I'm not that into it.
You would think that with the social media the way it is, that the Puppy Bowl ratings would have dropped off because people are looking at cute puppies all day, every day on social media.
Yeah, but the TV's on all day on Super Bowl Sunday, and you're just flipping around. Yeah, it makes sense that it does a ton of viewers. People go, oh, I'll go look at that for a second.
I don't watch any lead up to the Super Bowl, like, you know, sit down during the day and watch any of the stuff that they're doing and all that.
Really?
No, and I barely get you know, a half in of the game before I have to go to bed. Because sports coverage and talk show type formats and interviews and all that usually just pisses me off at some point. So I don't get in on it. That's why I don't watch ESPN ever, unless I'm just watching a ball game that I want to watch. I don't watch any of the shows.
Mm-hmm. Who's got the Super Bowl? Is that
CBS?
CBS, yeah. So it's got Nance in his pants and Tony Romo.
Yeah. I'd rather watch live coverage of them discussing it than those prepackaged, like, let's go to the running back's hometown and see where. I find that just like oh my God.
Yeah, it's like The Bachelor.
There'll be a lot of that filling those hours.
I can't stand that kind of content.
It's a lot of stuff.
You know what they ought to do? And I hate to give them an idea that they're going to make money off of it, and we won't. But they ought to show football movies up until time to start the Super Bowl.
Like Longest Yard.
Yeah, Brian's Song, Rudy. That one where Mark Wahlberg played for the Eagles, whatever that one was called. It was good.
Any Given Sunday.
Yeah. So, I mean,
that's a good idea.
Forget all of that other crap. Nobody cares, you know.
It's a good idea
where Brock Purdy buys his shoes in his hometown and all that. I mean, come on.
It's a good idea for one of the channels like TNT or a TBS or whatever to do. Just go all football movies all weekend long. Yeah. That'd be great.
But they won't do it because women don't like football movies. Football is strictly for attracting women now. That's all their goal is to attract women. That's why they act so soft all the time.
I don't know. I mean, you know who's really benefited this year is Travis Kelce's barber. If I got to watch one more interview with Travis Kelce's barber, I'm like, who in the hell cares about Travis Kelce's barber?
And it's not like Travis Kelce has this, you know, really fancy haircut that it's not like the Rachel from the 90s.
Yeah.
You know.
Give me a break. Let's see what the inside of Travis Kelce's barber's house looks like. It's like, what are we doing?
I've seen at least 2 feature stories on that barber in the New York Post at different times.
Yeah. They're all buying into that. I'm like, that guy's got a shaved head. I mean, I'm sure it's an art form, but like, I don't know. It's extensive coverage of that guy.
I've seen a lot of newspapers or whatever saying that it's called the Travis Kelce haircut, but it's just called a fade that people have been having since the 70s.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's nothing unusual about it.
Yeah. He doesn't even put no products in it, does he?
I don't think so. He used to when he had that dating show. He had like frat boy fence bouffant going on.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, the barber is constantly, you know, getting exposure. The Travis Kelce's brother, I mean, you know, he never made much out of himself as far as a career in football, but now all of a sudden, since Taylor Swift, people are starting to take note of him.
He might get in the Hall of Fame because
I did hear somebody say that the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's brought him some attention.
Don't they say he's arguably the best person in NFL history to have played center?
I think so.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they say? Yeah, but till Taylor came along, who knew that? Nobody.
He's considered one of the greatest
no damn
of all
body.
time.
That's who. No damn body. Thank you, Taylor.
If it weren't for you, we would know.
Oh God. Ace, why don't you tell the media to go down and do a story on Miss Vicky cuts your hair?
She loves that.
Come in here and get the Ace.
That's right.
Well, they could also go to Miss Vicky and get the Jody and the Jenny.
Oh,
as well.
She's got them all.
Mm-hmm. And when I had hair, she had me.
Yeah. She's cornered the Ace and TJ market. I love that. Maybe I should start going to her.
You're also going to get a lot this week about Cam Newton saying that Brock Purdy is a game manager and all this kind of stuff.
The 10th best player.
All ridiculous.
Yeah.
All ridiculous.
He's not backing off of that either.
But what did Brock Purdy say? I've checked all 90-something quarterbacks on rosters, and he's not one of them.
I saw that, but I can't find where he actually said that.
Yeah, it was manufactured.
Yeah, it was attributed as a quote, and I went to
damn, that's disappointing.
Yeah, and I couldn't verify it because I was hoping he'd said it also, but he did. He didn't say that.
I wish he would just say, hey, Cam Newton can eat shit.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I think Brock Purdy essentially said, he's probably right. Probably am about the 10th best player on this team. We've got some great players on this team. He was very team oriented all the way through.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
if you
that's the kind of guy though that Cam Newton types will push around and all that. He should have said, Cam Newton, take that hat off and eat shit. You look like a clown. You are a clown, and you are despicable.
Yeah. Plus, they put his stats up in the playoffs, and considering that, what were they down? 17, 19, whatever it was last game? And they showed that in the second half, his stats were off the chart. He was virtually perfect in the second half to bring them back to win that game. And they were like, that's not a game manager. That's somebody who just drove a team down the field to win the game. It's just a stupid thing to argue.
But we know why Cam Newton's talking shit about Brock Purdy. We know.
So he's gotten a lot of heat. Of heat. Warren Sapp referred to Cam Newton as, well, Cam, you were nothing but a glorified running back. And that didn't go over well.
I like Warren Sapp way better as a retired NFL player than I did when he played.
Yeah.
Because I see him on stuff all the time, and I think he's funny. He's cool.
Warren Sapp was the one, though, that got fired by the NFL Network. Did he solicit a prostitute at the Super Bowl?
I don't know. Tomato.
Who hasn't?
Cam Newton. Spam Newton. Popping up in my feed.
Yeah.
That's what they ought to call him. Spamron. Ugh. Moron.
That's what happens when everybody has a podcast. You start finding out.
But I mean, he was like that.
Oh, yeah.
When he was playing, he's just a smart ass.
2015, he was arrested on suspicion of soliciting a prostitute, and he was fired by the NFL Network.
Oh, Warren
the
Sapp.
charges were dismissed in May of 2015 for Warren Sapp, yeah.
You remember when Cam had that bad wreck, and they had his 911 call?
Yeah.
And he sounded... Wait, was it that one, or was it when somebody was following him or something? I can't remember. But one time they had a 911 call of his, and he sounded really nice. He was very nice on the call. Yes, ma'am. My name is Cameron Newton, and yes, I did it. But then when you see him after that, he's like, yeah, this talking shit.
I think people in the restaurant business around town here have said that he's very nice and always a very good tipper and very easy to wait on.
I saw him in a Louis Vuitton store, and he didn't speak to me. And he know who the hell I is.
He knows, huh? Yeah.
It's the Ace and TJ Show with a little extra. More of the extra funny podcast in 3 minutes.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin.
All guests of the Ace and TJ show stay at the Hyatt-centric Charlotte South Park. Beautiful rooms, incredible dining options. Book your room by calling 980-299-7123. It's the Hyatt-centric Charlotte South Park. The Johnson Group has been cleaning some of Charlotte's most prestigious businesses since 1985. Family owned and operated. Learn more at acetj.com/clean. It's first class cleaning with the Johnson Group. Attention Charlotte, treat yourself to a delicious meal that's made with fresh, seasonal ingredients and ready in just 20 minutes. Enjoy a fine dining experience without ever leaving your home. Head over to tableandtwine.com.
Currents is Lake Norman's #1 lifestyle magazine. Every month, Currents brings you the latest news on what's happening in the Lake Norman area. They've been serving the Lake Norman community for over 13 years. See the latest issue of Currents now at lncurrents.com.
Winter is here, which means you're just going to stay inside and not do anything fun and exciting, right? No, that is wrong, because this year you're going to go to acetj.com/Gaston and see all of the incredible things that you can do right now in Gaston County. Everything is laid out for you, from things to do, to restaurants, to bars, to shopping, to unique weekend activities. And we'll get you ready for the spring and the summer with a list of all their great festivals. Find all of this and much more at acetj.com/Gaston. When it comes to your money and things like a cash out refi, you hear a lot of stuff these days. Information is flying around, but here's the bottom line. You want someone you can trust. Well, here is someone that we trust. Richard Toccato and the Richard Toccato Companies. We worked with Richard for years, and you know all the ins and outs, and more importantly, you give everybody options.
That's right. We have a lot of options. You know, this one lady, we just refinanced her house, paid off all of her credit card debts. She even paid her car off. She's saving $1,000 a month. So that really changes her life and her, you know, her financial well-being.
Yeah.
And she didn't have to make a house payment until 2024. So, I mean, there's not a better time to do it is when you need the extra money every month.
They call it cash out, is what we call it in the business.
Cash out.
Cash out.
That's right. Cash out.
So it's one free 5-minute phone call right now, 704-800-4719, 704-800-4719, or go to homewithrichard.com. Do it today. You'll be so glad you did. The Richard Toccato Companies.
The dictionary defines extra as extravagant, excessive. Yeah, sounds about right. This is the Extra Funny Podcast from the Ace and TJ Show.
I just saw on the internet a story about, you know, people doing, you know, hot yoga and stuff. Like, you can't just do regular yoga anymore. It's got to be hot yoga and all of those types of things. And it got me to thinking. Rob,
Yeah.
when do you think the last time you engaged in an activity that required you to be barefoot in public was?
I don't know that I've ever been barefoot in public.
You know, you whether it be swimming or going to the lake or being on a boat or a water park or any of that kind of stuff. Beach.
No, I have my flip-flops on at all times, if nothing else.
Really?
You don't take your flip-flops off every week at yoga class?
No.
Yoga practice?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't find myself barefoot in public a lot, but I know all the instances. I mean, it's a pretty common incident when you go to the neighborhood pool.
Yeah.
When you go to the beach, water park, maybe even going to the park and sitting having a picnic, you might pop your flops off.
Nope.
Yeah. I don't see Rob ever doing, because he doesn't go to the beach. Well, he does, but even when you're sitting in the sand drinking those Trulies and all, Rob.
The sand is hot.
So you keep your flip-flops on the whole time.
Yep.
Never take them off.
Nope.
Okay.
Do you go down and put your feet in the water at all?
Not really.
Okay.
If you did, would you wear your flip-flops?
Probably not.
Huh.
Because I don't want them to get I don't want them to get wet. Cause
Sure.
Flop around.
Sure.
I slide around all in them. Bust my ass or something.
So there's that, and then you don't go to anybody's pool.
No picnic or anything like at a park where you might kick your flops
Now,
off
I have
on
had
the blanket.
I have had my shoes off at my brother's pool, but it's in a fenced-in place. I just didn't think that as being
Yeah, that's
public.
not really
Yeah.
in
Okay.
public, I wouldn't think.
No squashing grapes.
Do you have nice feet?
I mean, I guess they're okay. I don't
They're not disgusting, all mangled.
know.
Because that's why, I mean, I wouldn't take if I had really gross looking feet or some sort of fungus, I would keep my feet, I would keep my shoes on.
No, nothing crazy. Because I wear flip flops all the time. You'd be able to see them.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I used to wear flip flops all the time. Now it's Crocs.
Would you wear Crocs at the beach?
Probably, yeah.
And a denim swimsuit?
Of course.
Denim board shorts?
Have you gotten a pedicure ever?
No.
Does that freak you out?
I don't want anybody touching my feet.
Yeah. We need to take him for a pedicure.
Please no.
You don't want anybody touching your feet.
I am extra ticklish on my feet than I am anywhere else. More ticklish.
But, you know, people who don't go, you know, and enjoy outdoor things in the summer probably wouldn't be barefooted that
You're
much.
right.
You know? Not even in Taekwondo class?
In the dojo?
I did take karate when I was a child, so I'm assuming then I had.
Where did you take it to? How long?
Almost a year probably.
Did you get belts and things, like different colored belts?
No, I stayed at white belt.
Okay.
Racist?
Right.
At least now we know Rob's not going to Judy chop the shit out of us.
Were you concerned about that prior
Hell,
to now?
I was, when I found out he was in karate, I was. He come in here just Judy chopping and ninja chopping. And
I moved on to Taekwondo.
Yeah, roundhouse kicking.
yeah, spinning back fist. Here comes Techni Rock. Ninja chop.
All you got to do is survive the initial onslaught because that sciatica will kick in a minute and it'll take him down.
Yeah.
Seize out.
Just got to not get hit with the early shots.
I quit karate because they wouldn't let me do flips.
Hey, why we got to have something called National Fart Day in America?
I saw that today and wondered the same thing. Are you for real?
Is it today?
Yeah. Oh, if you would have farted just now, I would have said, is it today? Oh, I didn't know it was today.
What are you supposed to do on National Fart Day?
Fart, obviously.
Let's see. It's been going on for 16 years.
Great.
And they write, it's still not a federal holiday. Well, no shit.
Oh, really?
But then again, who knows? I mean, there are so many federal holidays now that if you work for the federal government, I think it averages out to about 1 day off a month.
That's a lot.
By the time you do all of the federal holidays that are on the books.
I know. I saw somebody post the other day, I think it was on Twitter, about their kids' school. And it said in the month of January, with when they returned to school and holidays and teacher work days, the most they went to school was 4 days in a week. They did not do a full 5-day week at all in the month of January.
Jealous.
It's mostly just for fun, but there are a few articles that remind people that passing gas is normal. Most humans produce between 1 to 4 pints of gas daily, and on average, pass wind around 15 to 20 times per day. But why is this necessary? Who passes wind and thinks that they're not normal because that's happening? Something's wrong with me.
Mama?
There's air coming out of my butt and it stinks. Most gas is made up of odorless vapors, carbon dioxide, oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, and sometimes methane. But the good bacteria can release gases that contain sulfur, and that produces an unpleasant odor or flatulence. Wow. So does that mean the healthier you eat, the stankier your gas is going to be?
Probably.
So.
That's why, people who eat broccoli always, smell like they got a skunk in their ass.
Why do you smell like a skunk in your ass?
But yay, men, we produce way more aromatic flatulence than women.
Oh.
I beg to differ. Some of you women stinking.
Did you know that we missed on January 7th National Pass Gas Day?
We got to have 2 of these?
Yeah. And it looks like
What's the difference?
I don't know, but there's also July 31st is Fart Out Loud Day.
Okay.
But, it's just too much emphasis on raising awareness for things.
Yeah.
There's some things that just don't need awareness raised about them.
Agreed. 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, is it really necessary to have a whole big thing and education on farts? I don't think so. People were doing it for years and years and years, and nobody was dying from it. Nobody, kept wondering why this is happening to them. Oh my God, every time I eat, it happens. My buttocks makes an unusual noise when I push out.
Probably a big day for that girl that sells her farts in the jar.
She has a special sale going on today.
Yeah.
Right. So once you get to that point in society, it's
It's a wrap.
all holes barred. No holes barred
Yeah.
after that.
You're done. As a
As a
contributing
people,
member.
yeah.
Yeah. I think you're done. We gotta kick you off the planet at that point.
But I don't understand what happens. It's fetish website, of course. But when she farts in the jar and tries to capture it, and then she puts it in the mail, like my son, he sells certain things on the internets, like controllers he's not using anymore, or guitar parts, things like that. And I'll look, and he's heading out the door, and he has a bunch of boxes that he's going to ship off. I know what's going on. So when she does that, she's got the mason jars sealed up supposedly with her gas in it. When it gets delivered to the home that it's intended to go to, that person opens the package, gets the jar out of the box. Do they unscrew it, or do they keep it as this came from Flame Butt? Flame Butt 220, whatever her OnlyFans is called.
You unscrew
or does he unscrew it and then just put it up to his face?
You got to take it in, man.
And will it smell like gas?
I can't imagine it still would, right? Wouldn't that just dissipate over time?
You would think so.
If
If I know anything about gas,
I know she sold a ton of them, so there's repeat customers.
Yeah, but is part of that you're paying for, is it paying for her to do it and say your name while she's doing it, saying, I'm going to send this one out to, whatever,
And this thing
Riggins.
touched her butt maybe, or was in close proximity to her butt, and then she had to go through the effort of putting it in a box. And there's something we have a connection now. She mailed this to
That
me.
is frightening.
I'm
That is-
imagining. I don't know. I got a feeling. What I know is not happening is him getting that jar and putting it up on the mantle for it to stay there forever.
Yeah.
He's either cracking it open or Lord knows what. I just know he's not just going to sit it up there as
agree.
like some sort of memento.
Is she naked when she does it?
I don't know.
I don't even know that she records when she does these.
So it could have nothing in it.
Could. Yeah,
Very
well could.
possibly. Say,
Well, it has nothing. What am I saying? She could be ripping them off. She probably didn't even fart in it.
Which one's weirder to you? The farts in a jar or their bath water in a jar? Because
The fart.
Some people
farts in a
think
jar.
both.
More weird to me.
Yeah. Because there's nothing. I mean, it's just gassed. You can't even see it.
Yeah. I mean, if it's even there. I mean, she could just be sealing up jars and sending them.
Yeah. You might as
For
well. I
sure.
mean,
For sure.
unless they do unless you crack that thing open and it stinks. Is that possible?
I don't know.
I wonder if anybody's cracked it up and goes, it's just not her farts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't smell like it did last month.
Right.
Is that possible?
I don't know.
so
but
gross.
It's one of the weirdest things in the history of the world.
Funnier than your average podcast. This is the Extra Funny Podcast, presented by Neogenics. Find out more about Neogenics at acetj.com/Neogenics. More Extra Funny podcasts next.
Should you buy? Should you sell? How do I present my house if I do want to sell it? All of those questions can be answered by the experts, and they can take care of you with the Temple team at Keller Williams Realty. The Temple team knows everything there is to know about selling, marketing, and buying houses. So get in touch with them today at acetj.com/Temple team. The Temple team at Keller Williams Realty.
Bradham Brothers offers heating, air, and electrical installation and service that you can trust. Their family business has served thousands of customers with honesty and a smile for over 50 years. Go to bradhambrothers.com to schedule service or a free estimate today.
It's a new year, which means new you. No, not if you've got nagging pain. That means we want old you before you had that pain. And it's possible without surgery, without medication, without downtime, thanks to Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic. I am a Neogenics client. I am a Neogenics lover because they fixed my left wrist. And you can get a free consultation right now. Call 704-727-6551 or online at acetj.com/neogenics, Neogenics. Great food, great drinks, great service, and great atmosphere. You can find them all at one place. Fahrenheit on South Caldwell in Uptown Charlotte, 21 stories above the city. Get details and make reservations at acetj.com/Fahrenheit.
If you're so frustrated because you're having to run around all the time, you're so busy, you feel like you're not getting your family something great to eat, then you need Culver's. It's the perfect thing for you. Always made to order, fresh, hot ingredients all day, every day.
And not only do they have the freshest ingredients all day, every day, but they are a part of the community. They're proud to be a part of the Indian Trail community where they're under new ownership. Belmont, University area, Salisbury. Make them a part of your daily routine. Make it your new neighborhood spot. Short waits for the freshest food in town. Get details at acetj.com/Culver's.
As a proven leader in managed IT services, CompuCom delivers innovative solutions designed for how you work today. They'll help you deliver results no matter where you are on your digital transformation journey. It's all at CompuCom. Go to CompuCom.com to find out more.
Create an unforgettable experience with the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com. Weddings, banquets, shows, expos, they do it all at the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com.
When you need furniture for your house, it can be overwhelming if you don't know what you're doing. That's why the great team of designers they have at Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture can help you throughout the process. Whether you're looking for a comfortable mattress, probably the most comfortable you've ever been on, bedroom furniture, living room furniture, it is all fantastic at Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture, and that family-owned and operated business can help you like no other. Go to acetj.com/mattress to check them out. acetj.com/mattress for Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture. Sounds like a sweet deal to me.
More than just a little funny. More than just average funny. This is Extra Funny. It's the Extra Funny Podcast from the Ace and TJ Show.
Ooh. I just had a sneezing attack right before we came back. What? It looked like I got punched in the nose. I mean, I'm not feeling so great. I feel like one of them dogs that has a smushed up face. You know, the ones they say can't breathe right.
A pug?
Pug, bulldog, all them other dogs, whatever they call them.
They ugly.
What?
Them dogs with the smushed up faces?
You don't like them?
Nope.
Would a Pekingese be one of those?
I
They can't
think
breathe
so.
that they say they die sooner because they can't breathe right?
I believe so.
Oh, I didn't know that they had a Groundhog Day celebration in Kentucky. You know, Groundhog Day was last week.
Yeah.
Well, they had a groundhog celebration that they've been doing for a long time, just like Puxatawny Phil in Pennsylvania. And the difference is Puxatawny Phil was still alive. There's passed on Groundhog Day.
Oh, no.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah, it passed on Groundhog Day.
I'm sorry. That's not
Was it before or after the ceremony they did?
Before.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, he was close to 10, which is pretty old for a groundhog, and he died of natural causes. Because evidently in Kentucky, it's natural for a knife to make its way into a groundhog. Man. No, I'm kidding. It didn't die.
So
I hope that's not true.
So the morning of, they show up for their big celebration. They open the door. They're like, "Uh-oh!"
He just falls out.
Wouldn't that be something if each state had its own definition for natural causes, depending on what the state was all about?
Natural causes.
A place called Second Chance Wildlife Center took him in as a baby. Let's see. His name was Major. Major was the groundhog's name. But he lived there his entire life, and they put out a statement saying they knew this was coming, and he passed away peacefully. Sadly, he was just about to retire. This was going to be his last one.
Oh, well,
And
it doesn't make any difference because he's not doing any work anyway.
yeah.
Whoa.
But they turned things over to his protege, a younger groundhog. It is a female named Josie Burrow, named after Joe Burrow, the quarterback from the Cincinnati Bengals.
Love it.
The Wildlife Center says right before Major passed, he coached Josie through her first forecast. And just like Puxatawny Phil, she also said, we'll have an early spring. Now, I wonder, because, as a radio show, other radio people across the country and I would wait for us to do something on our show, and then they would do it. It's like, oh, that worked. Let's do it. I wonder if other groundhog celebrations around the country look to Puxatawny Phil in the Eastern time zone, and once they see what he said, then each groundhog celebration from from that point over says, okay, well, we know our groundhog's got to see his shadow because we got to do what Puxatawny Phil did.
Yeah, because he's the industry leader.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's the chairman of the board, so to speak.
Does that mean they had the other groundhog ready as a backup?
Yeah.
So when they went in that morning, they were like, damn, he's dead. All right, get the other one. And they just went right back out and did it.
And they've probably been, they've had this other groundhog on deck for a while.
Yeah.
We got to. But if it's a rescue center, they're not just going to go out and find one and bring it in, right? It had to be a rescue that was brought to them. And they said, okay, well, this one will replace Major.
How's a groundhog in such a bad environment that it needed to be rescued? I mean, they live in the ground. I mean, what scenario was like, we got to go and get this groundhog?
Well, maybe it was attacked by another animal or something. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they took it away from somebody's house who was neglecting it.
Yeah, but I can't even imagine a scenario where they're like, their environment is getting destroyed.
It is hard to believe that this, maybe there was a flood.
Maybe it got run over.
Yeah. Could have been any number of things. Or maybe they just always keep one, around.
Yeah. We rescued it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we rescued it out of somebody's yard that it was tearing up.
Yeah.
I never knew there was more than one. I thought just one place did that.
Yeah, I've never heard of it happening anywhere else.
Yeah.
Well, that leads me to my next question. Is that an exclusively American thing to do with the groundhogs?
Apparently, so. I would think so,
yeah.
yes.
In Gobbler's Knob, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, but they've been, in the news, there have been several other locations that do it with their different groundhogs and all that.
But in Kentucky, of all places, I can't imagine they're into that.
Oh, sure.
Hey, man, any little town that can have a festival for some
There you
reason
go.
or another,
That's exactly
it's
what I was gonna say.
all in good fun.
Borrowing it from Pennsylvania.
But maybe Pennsylvania wasn't the original one.
Yeah.
They just started doing it bigger and better.
Really?
Mardi Gras started in Mobile, Alabama. Then New Orleans came along and said, hey, y'all watch this. And then now Mardi Gras is a New Orleans thing. They still do it in Mobile, but not the way they do in New Orleans.
No, it was invented in Pennsylvania.
It was?
Yeah.
Okay, well, then they stole it.
Yeah, then they stole it.
It's the Ace and TJ Show with a little something extra. This is the Extra Funny Podcast.